For years, we've all been told that the secret to getting more done is mastering our time. But if that's really true, why do so many of us get to the end of the day feeling, well, busy, but not actually productive? The answer, it turns out, is that the most critical skill today isn't managing your minutes, it's managing your mind. Let's get into why that is.
Really think about it. You can have the most perfectly scheduled day, a to-do list that's a work of art, and still feel completely drained and unproductive by the end of it. Why? Well, because just blocking out time for a task doesn't mean it's going to get your best energy. Yeah, checking off those boxes feels great, but it doesn't mean you've actually done quality work if your focus was fractured the entire time.
And this is where we see the big shift, right? Time management, that's the old way of thinking. It's all about cramming tasks into a set number of hours. But attention management, that accepts a totally different truth. Your focus, your mental energy, that's your most valuable and most limited resource. It's not about how many hours you put in, but about the quality of the attention you bring to those hours.
Let's just be honest. The old model is officially broken. We live in an era of constant pings, dings, notifications, emails. Each one is like a little paper cut on your focus. The whole idea that an hour scheduled for deep work is actually an hour of uninterrupted deep work. Well, for most of us, that's pure fantasy now.
So why is our attention so fragile? Well, look, this isn't about a lack of willpower. It's straight up biology. Our brains have a hardwired processing limit, and that limit is what makes our attention the real scarce resource in this modern world.
The crazy thing is, Nobel laureate Herbert Simon saw this coming decades ago. He said a wealth of information creates a poverty of attention. In a world overflowing with info, the real bottleneck isn't getting the information, it's having the mental capacity to actually pay attention to it. That single idea is basically the foundation of the entire attention economy we're all living in. Okay, so this number, 120, it's not just random. It represents a fundamental, hard-coded limit of your conscious mind. It's the number of bits of information per second your brain can consciously process. That's it. That's your bandwidth. Now, to put that in perspective, listening to and actually understanding one person speaking takes up about 60 bits per second. So, with your total bandwidth of 120, you can just manage one conversation properly. That's exactly why you can't truly listen to two people at once. Your brain literally doesn't have the bandwidth for it. And our processing limit isn't the only bottleneck we're dealing with. This next number, 4, this one defines another key limitation. This time, it's all about our short-term memory. Yeah, that's right. Research shows that, on average, our short-term memory can only hold about 4 pieces of information at any given moment. So, you know that feeling when you're trying to multitask between an email, a Slack message, a report, and a phone call? You are pushing your brain to its absolute limit, and let's be real, probably way past it. So what happens? What's the fallout when our always-on digital world constantly pushes us past these biological limits? We get hit with a very modern and very real consequence: digital fatigue. And let's be clear, digital fatigue isn't just feeling tired. It's a specific kind of burnout caused by our digital lives. It's that unique mental and emotional exhaustion that comes from being constantly plugged in. It's the direct result of our brain's limited bandwidth being systematically overwhelmed day in and day out. And the causes? Oh, you're going to recognize these. That nagging feeling that you can never truly log off? That's persistent connectivity. The endless fire hose of emails and articles? That's information overload. And that Zoom marathon that leaves you feeling more tired than an actual in-person meeting? Yep. Back-to-back virtual meetings. It's a relentless attack on our very limited attention. And the impact of this is huge. Research done on tech employees is incredibly clear. As digital fatigue goes up, work engagement, your energy, your dedication, it just plummets. To put it simply, the more digitally drained you are, the less of your best self you can bring to your work. It's a direct trade-off. Okay, so the problem is pretty clear, but here's the good news. The solution isn't just to try harder or be more disciplined. The research points to a powerful and, honestly, often overlooked support system that we can find in our own work environment. And this is a total game changer. Your ability to stay focused and engaged isn't all on your shoulders. The study we're digging into found that certain resources in your environment, specifically the kind of leadership you have and the strength of your social connections, act like protective shields against digital fatigue. This shows a really important contrast in leadership styles. So on one side, you have transformational leaders.
These are the ones who inspire you, who support you. They act as a buffer, shielding you from that fatigue. But on the other side, you've got transactional leaders, the ones focused purely on metrics and rewards, and they actually amplify the negative effects of digital fatigue.
Think of it like this. A transformational leader helps recharge your psychological batteries. They give you a sense of purpose that makes all that digital drain feel more manageable. A purely transactional leader, though, they just add to the pressure, making you feel like another number to be tracked, which only makes the strain worse.
Now, it's not just about your boss, it's also about who you work with. And the research found something pretty fascinating here. Your internal ties, your relationships with your colleagues, they provide a powerful buffering effect. But your external ties, with clients or partners, they provide no buffer at all. In fact, they can often just add to the pile of communication demands.
And the reason is so simple but so powerful. Your colleagues just get it. They understand the unique pressures of your job. They can offer real empathy and practical support. That shared understanding is an incredible resource for recharging your energy. And it's a kind of support that even the nicest, most well-intentioned client just can't give you.
So what does this all boil down to for you? Well, it means that protecting your attention isn't some solo mission you have to go on. It means you've got to be strategic about your environment and your relationships.
So here it is, your 3-step game plan. First, just name the enemy. Seriously, just recognizing that what you're feeling has a name, digital fatigue, is a powerful first step. Second, actively seek out your buffers, gravitate towards those supportive leaders, and lean on your colleagues when you're feeling drained. And finally, be intentional about building those internal connections. That virtual coffee with a coworker, that's not just a break, it's a vital act of recharging your resources.
Ultimately, it really all comes down to this. In an economy where your focus is the most valuable currency you have to be the gatekeeper. Your attention is a finite, precious resource. So the real question for the 21st century isn't how you'll spend your time, but who and what you will allow to spend your attention.